So I'm by no means a filmmaker, as you can tell by that little skit of the parcel coming through the door at the beginning. Just wanted to try something, experiment, see what I can do with my phone and the free Clip Cut, I think it's called, Cap Cut or Clip Cut software that's on, app that's on the phone. And so far, it's looking pretty good. Like I said, I'm not a filmmaker. It's the one thing I always wanted to do, but I'm too old for that now. So, the reason I did that little clip at the beginning showing the parcel coming through the letterbox is because we all have our favourite day, and it's when a new movie is delivered. And I know from my personal experience that whenever I get a new film posted through the letterbox, it feels like Christmas again and again and again. With the thousands that I've got and the thousands that have been delivered over the years, I still have that excitement when the parcel comes through the letterbox. But when we buy so many, and we end up with an abundance of movies. Sorry, my hair's really fucked at the moment. When we end up with an abundance of movies, I'm going to put a hat on. Sorry. Oh, that's better. That's better. When we get an abundance of movies and stuff, it's really difficult to watch all of them. And I know I've shown a load of movies in the past that I've bought and that I've added to the collection. And my last one was a very large stack of movies that I picked up. But the one thing I did the other day, you might not be able to see it properly, but I got rid of a load of Blu-rays literally 3 days ago because they were things that I just don't watch. I had all four Hunger Games movies on Blu-ray. I haven't watched them since I bought them. Same as Pitch Black. I had Pitch Black. I had the Real Heroes edition. That was the HMV one. Sold that because I've got the Arrow release. But what I think I'm trying to say is that over the years I've just bought movies just for the sake of buying them, and a lot of the ones I sold the other day were essentially ones that I bought as a bit of a cheat, I guess, to put our pre-order percentage higher when I was working in Blockbuster, even though they were films that I didn't really want, but it was to help us hit certain targets that we were struggling with. So I put down a few pre-orders and ended up with films that just languished on the shelf. Bear in mind, I haven't worked for Blockbuster Video for 10 years. I got made redundant in 2013. It is now 2024. So there's 11 years that I have not worked for Blockbuster. So some of these films have been sat on the shelves for up to and maybe exceeding 11 years. So I was kind of thinking, the stuff that I've got is stuff that maybe I should start curating it a bit more carefully and looking at sort of the specific genres and series of films, or films by a specific director or an actor or a screenwriter or stuff. So going through it, I was just like, I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to get rid of this. And I thought, well, the stuff that I've got left is all essentially genre movies with a couple of TV shows and a couple of comedies left. There's no real mainstream stuff left in the collection. Yeah, I've got I kept Inception because Inception is a great movie. I kept The Last Stand, even though it's not a great movie. It's fun, but it's a good Arnold Schwarzenegger movie that goes with the Arnold Schwarzenegger collection. I've still got The Equalizer, which I bought when this came out in... It says 2014, but I remember pre-ordering this from Blockbuster. So yeah, I've got this. I haven't watched this in a while, but I don't have the other two. Like, there's another. Like, the reason I've kept this one, which is 3 movies, is it's got Battle Los Angeles 2012 and District 9 on them. Now, the reason I've kept it is because, one, I don't have all these films individually. Even though out of the 3, I think 2012 is the weakest film, I actually really do love Battle Los Angeles. I think it's a great war movie that just so happens, well, urban combat movie that just so happens to be against aliens. And Aaron Eckhart's badass in this as well. And District 9 is fucking classic anyway. So I've kept that. And the only, I suppose, mainstream titles that I've kept that I didn't sell are probably some of the shittiest comedies ever. But they're comedies that I really enjoy, which is Bad Mums and Bad Mums Christmas. And these are just fun, silly movies that I can just enjoy watching when I'm in a shitty mood. And anytime Mila Kunis is in a movie, I'll watch it. Even if it's a shit movie, like American Psycho 2, which is piss poor. So then, this is what I was thinking. So a lot of the stuff that I've got, well, that I sold, was essentially full-on studio mainstream stuff. Now, I'm not saying that the rest of the stuff isn't studio mainstream stuff, because it is. I've got Dunkirk, I've got Logan, I've got 22 Jump Street and 21 Jump Street. I mean, they're decent, funny comedies. They're ones that I will watch over and over again. But when I really do look through what I've got left, the vast majority of movies are either cult movies, science fiction films that range from now all the way back to the 1950s, westerns, 80s just in general movies, and horror films. And a lot of action movies as well. But there's stuff that I wouldn't necessarily class as mainstream stuff. I mean, there's a couple, but even this one, Mile 22, with Mark Wahlberg, is directed by Peter Berg. It's a decent movie. It's not amazing, but it's a good combat movie. Like, it didn't do very well when it came out in the cinemas. I remember it kind of bombing. But it's what is it, 90 minutes? It's 94 minutes. You can't really find a 94-minute film anymore. And another really decent one, even though this is a bit longer, it's 140 minutes, is Den of Thieves. Now, Den of Thieves is a really good, it's a cross between, like, Mile 22, Heat, and, like, Point Break. But then the ones, like, the proper mainstream ones I've kept are things like Spider-Man, No Way Home, Spider-Man Homecoming, sorry, Far From Home. I do have No Way Home, it's over there. And then silly films like San Andreas, because it's a disaster film in two senses. It's actually quite a fun movie. It's got Kylie Minogue in it. So getting rid of the shit that I don't generally watch. I mean, I've got a lot of stuff here that I can't really sell because I don't think many places would take them. Like Edge of Darkness with Mel Gibson. It's a decent enough film. It's okay. I'd say the miniseries from the late 80s, early 90s was probably better. But Martin Campbell directed it. It's an alright movie, but this is an ex-rental, so I think there's markings on the disc. I actually believe that disc is knackered. So there's some stuff that I can't get rid of. So doing the cull of generic studio bullshit movies that I picked up just because they were either cheap or I did it, like I said, to pump up a specific, I don't know, percentage that we had to hit when I was working in Blockbuster. So I've now got rid of a lot of that stuff, and I'm focusing more on like genre specific movies, films that I'm going to try and curate an actual collection of, instead of having just a library, because I want to go from being just a library of movies of any old shit to a library of specific like things that mean a lot to me. I mean, I'm not going to stop buying movies because more and more movies are getting released all the time. Like Arrow just announced that they were releasing Shit, what's it called? That was quite impressive. I can't remember now. My brain's gone fucko. So yeah, like looking at all this stuff like here, like I'm going to keep the Bourne movies because the Bourne films are fun. I'm going to keep the Terminator movies. Yes, I've got Terminator 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and Terminator Salvation. No, not Terminator Salvation, the other one. Terminator Dark Fate. So I've got all the Terminator movies, even though most of the ones past Terminator 2, yeah, Terminator 3 is actually quite a fun movie, but most of the films past Terminator 2 are not that great. But I'm going to keep them because it's a collection, same as the Resident Evil movies. Like Resident Evil 1, it's a decent, fun zombie movie. It's not Resident Evil, but it has elements in it that remind you of that franchise. But I've got all the rest of them, and they're all shit after that. They are all terrible movies past the first Resident Evil movie, and that's not even a great film, if you know what I mean. It's like I sold the Daniel Craig James Bond collection because I bought the big Bond, the white box, but it didn't have No Time to Die, so I kept No Time to Die. And some other films that I kept that I haven't watched yet that I'm interested in seeing, like I pointed out, Man from U.N.C.L.E. that I haven't watched yet. Hostiles. I have watched Hostiles, but it's a very good film, which is why I kept it. But then I sold some of the animated Batman movies. I think it was The Dark Knight Rises. Oh no, Dark Knight Returns Part 1 and 2. But I kept the Batman animated collection because it does have Under the Red Hood, and Under the Red Hood is amazing. I haven't seen Mystery of the Batwoman yet though, so I've kept that because it is a decent film. I sold a couple more things like American Hustle. It was still sealed. I've never watched it. I bought it for £1.50 or £2 in Poundland, so I got rid of that. I got rid of was it Deliver Us from Evil, which is I think it's Carl Urban, or maybe. Yeah, I think it is Carl Urban. But that's a film that I watched once. I thought it was shit, so I got rid of it. I sold American Sniper. Never watched it. I have no intention of watching American Sniper. I just bought it because it was cheap. I mean, it's sat on the shelf for the last 4 years and I haven't watched it. So am I ever going to get around to watching it? Probably not. I'm trying to think. What else did I sell? I sold The Conjuring. That's another film that has sat on the shelf for about 4 or 5 years that has never been watched. Am I going to go and watch it? Probably not. So I just got rid of it. So the stuff that I've kept, things like Band of Brothers and Blade Runner 2049 and Bullet, which is like one of the best car chase movies of all time, even though the film itself is quite slow until you do get to the car chase. It's still a decent film. I've kept like Cabin in the Woods. I've kept Dune because I haven't watched it yet and I haven't had it that long. What else did I keep? I'm just looking at the slipcase ones because these are pretty much the ones that I got rid of. I kept It, Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. For the simple reason is I have a very large collection. I say not very large. I have a largish collection of Stephen King adaptations. So I've got It, Chapter 1 and 2. I've got the Tim Curry original 1990 version of It, which was the miniseries. Some that I picked up recently. One that I picked up recently is 11/22/63, which is the miniseries about preventing the JFK assassination. Another interesting film is Thinner, the film starring Robert John Burke and Joe Mantegna, which is actually pretty good. It's a decent movie. It's very short as well. It's not a long film, but it's decent. I've got things like Sleepwalkers. I've got Doctor Sleep. I've got The Shining. I've got The Stand. I've got, what else is there? Dolores Claiborne, which is in the premium collection. I've got quite a vast collection of Stephen King movies. So when I do get to sorting these out in genres, when we do move, I want to have a Stephen King section. So I'm just culling everything that isn't related to what I want to keep in the collection. What else was there that I did? Yeah, I got rid of quite a lot. I think it was in total. I think I got rid of about 40 movies, and I just didn't have a problem with it. I just like in the past, there's been times where I've sold movies, and I've had an issue with it after the fact, and I felt like I didn't really want to shoot. I didn't really want to sell that, but like it's done now. I have the seller's remorse and stuff like that, so it kind of felt bad when I was doing it then. But the 40 movies also that I sold, I didn't care. I did not care. The only thing that I really did care about was when I looked at the trade-in receipt from CEX, and quite a lot of the Blu-rays that I sold, I only got a penny for. And if I'd known that I was going to get a penny for them, I thought I might have got at least £1, maybe £1.50 for them. I was just like, that's a bit fucking shit. That is rubbish. That is rubbish. Like, I spent $14.99 or 16 quid on this Blu-ray, and they gave me a penny for it. But I went into CEX today, and they had my my limited edition copy of what was it? Catching Fire, Hunger Games Volume 2, or Hunger Games Part 2, I think it's called Catching Fire, which they only gave me a penny for. They're only selling it for £1, so it's like I can understand that they're making a 99p profit on it. That's fine. If they were selling it for 8 quid or so, I would be furious, because then they're essentially ripping you off. They make $7.99 profit on a film that they gave you a penny for. So 99p. I'm not really that bothered by it. But I had about £42 in credit voucher, so I'm going to keep that probably with the rest of the voucher that I've got left, and maybe see what else I've got that can go at some point. And just build up a bit of a credit thing and use that towards maybe a new laptop, or I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But I don't know. It really felt healthy when I was doing it. It felt healthy when I was just selecting these movies to just get rid of. And it sort of felt like a bit of a weight lifted off my shoulder, because I was thinking, what am I going to do with these films? They're just taking up space. I'm probably never going to watch them. And I need the room for other stuff. Now, the stuff that I've sold can easily be replaced by the stuff that I've bought in the last few months or so. Because there is still the big pile of Blu-rays on the floor that I bought the other day. Well, that I showed in the last What the Fuck Did I Buy? So they can get replaced. But the one thing that I really want to do is get rid of these shelves. When we move to a new place, I want to get rid of these shelves, even if it means keeping all these in storage boxes and stuff for a period of time. Get rid of the shelves. Finally buy some new shelves, maybe some of the Billy bookcases and the extra shelves, just to get rid of the air gaps. The one thing I hate about collecting Blu-rays and shelving units is the air gap between the bottom shelf and the top of the box and the bottom of the upper shelf. I hate the air gaps. I know some people like to put their DVDs flat instead of spine up. They have them spine flat. I can't stand that. I also can't stand having too deep. So I don't like the idea of having a collection where you've got a row of DVDs or a row of Blu-rays in front of another row of Blu-rays that are behind. I hate that. I want to have everything on display. What's the point of having a collection that you can look at and display if half of them are hidden behind another half? So I want to get rid of these bookcases. These bookcases have served me fantastic for the last 15, 20 years. They are falling apart. They are bowing. This one specifically is being held together with screws that I've had to drill in. And what else is there? It's got an extra shelf in, actually, because I took it out of DVD Corner's bookcase and drilled it in just so I could have a 7th shelf on this Blu-ray one. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, there's 7 shelves on this actual bookcase. This one's just 6, which is like, when they do it like this, they should send you like an extra shelf I think, like, when you buy a bookcase, yeah, they should. You can advertise it as having 6 shelves, but there should always be an option of having like a 7th and an 8th shelf, or a 7th shelf with it as a spare. Because, like I said, look at the gap from the bottom to the top. You can't actually fit. If there was, like, I don't know, if there was enough space, because there's literally there's a Blu-ray's worth of space between that, which is preventing 2 Blu-rays. Obviously you have to leave room for the shelf, so like you could fit it in that way, but what's the point of that? You can't see what the movie is. I don't know, but yeah, I want to get rid of these, and I want to have all the shelves level and equal, just so it looks nice. Because if I'm going to stand on the way, this collection, while it is in some form of order, and I know there's lots of crap on the shelves and stuff, it's because I have very little room in this room. I want it to look nice. I want to be able to look at the DVD and the Blu-ray collection and be like, this is how I want to present my library. I don't want it to be uneven. I don't want it to have stuff stacked on top. I want it to look like uniform. I want it to stretch across. I want it to stretch across each way and just look nice. And I think the fact that I got rid of quite a lot of movies allows me to now find the ideal way of organising these when we do go. And getting rid of the stragglers and the shit that I don't technically want and technically need allows me to A, transport these movies a little bit easier and package them up a little bit easier, but also finally, I don't know, shrug off that whole quantity over quality type of mentality that I had for years and years and years, which is why I ended up with all the movies, like all the movies. So it's kind of cathartic to think that I am getting rid of a lot of stuff that I've had for a long time, but it's stuff that I essentially have no use for, and I'm probably never going to watch. And then focus on having a library of films that I do actually want to watch and I do actually love. And I love a lot of films. I know I've said I did the last 2 videos, which was my top 25 movies. And that was a really difficult list to pin down. 25 to 10, or 25 to 5 was actually quite difficult to work out. Because there are films that I love that didn't make the cut. Like Indiana Jones was originally going to be in the top 25. In fact, I had it to the side and I was going to put it in my top 10. But then I thought, which of the films do I put in my top 10? Do I put Raiders or do I put The Last Crusade? Because while I love Raiders, I absolutely adore The Last Crusade. But it was too much of a struggle to be able to put them both into a top 10 sort of countdown when I had things like Independence Day, a film that I love. I remember, I have nostalgia for it. I can watch it anytime and still enjoy it. So unfortunately, Indiana Jones had to drop out of the race, even though I absolutely love it and adore it. And in a way it would be in my top 25, but there were just other films that I felt I had more of a connection to, like, and don't get me wrong, like I said, I have a connection to Indiana Jones. I have the Indiana Jones trilogy poster on the wall, which I showed in the last video, which I want to try and preserve when we do get the fuck out of this place. But I think, yeah, like creating or curating a collection that is now more streamlined and more focused is the way that I'm going to go from now on, instead of just buying any old shit that I can get hold of because it's cheap. And that's essentially how I'm going to buy Blu-rays from now on. Yeah, I'm going to be, like, I have obviously extended the premium collection with some new ones, which was, I think I've ordered, no, I've extended it by 8, because I bought 6 and I had another 2 delivered, which will be in the next, what the fuck did I buy? And yeah, so I've extended that. I've got some, like, hard case collector's editions now, like Flight of the Navigator, Planet of the Vampires. I've got stuff that I want to display that I can't display because there's not enough space. There's some stuff that I've got that is shit that I have kept. Like, which one did I keep that was absolute trash? It's not that one. Oh, no, it's not. That's the Northman. I don't know. Oh, Night and Day. Yeah, that's the one that's absolute crap. And Escape Plan. Not a great movie. See, I was wondering this the other day. Have I still got Homefront? Because I wanted to watch Homefront the other day, the Jason Statham movie, and I thought I owned it, but I think I may have sold it a long time ago. I'm just being an idiot. Oh no! I didn't. It's there. Well, that's a turn up for the books. I know what I'll be watching tonight. I actually quite enjoyed this film. To be fair, I quite enjoy most films with Jason Statham in. But yeah, that's all I wanted to really talk about. Just faffing about. It's light outside. I'm doing this in the daytime today. My hair's all fucked up. That's why I'm wearing the hat. In fact, the hat, I've just got a hat here now. It's got a little skull on it. It's my, yeah, boy. My big hat. This was hung on the wall for many, many years. But yeah, so that's all I wanted to talk about. Just like streamlining the collection by getting rid of the shit to concentrate on the good. And yeah, hope you all enjoyed this video. This is a shorter one. Yay! We all like a shorter video instead of me just talking for 55 fucking minutes. But yeah, everyone, thanks for watching. Thanks for the comments on the last videos. Thanks for the views. Thanks for the likes. I'll try and keep coming up with ideas and stuff over the next however many months that I can continue doing this. This is the longest period of time where I've like consistently, I say consistently, I've uploaded content. Because if you look back over the years over my channel, you'll see that like there is very, very, very massive amounts of time between videos that I've uploaded. Like I'll do like what I've bought, like DVD update or Blu-ray update video, and then I won't post anything for like 3 years. But since last November, I think it was, since that one video took off, I found that I actually really enjoy doing this. Just talking about movies, talking about Blu-rays, talking about the collection and stuff. Not necessarily going on about the new releases and stuff, but just you guys talking about my videos and enjoying my videos, even though they are long and I do sometimes go off on tangents and stuff. Like I said, none of this is scripted. It's all just me waffling for like for like an hour at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and then I watch it back and I don't really get to sleep then until 5 a.m. But yeah, I just really want to thank you all for all the great like comments and watching the videos and stuff. I'm a very small channel and it's really, 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 really appreciated. I'm not gonna keep up with like the big boys. That's why I haven't even hit enough like subscribers or like whatever it is, views and stuff to monetize the videos, and I don't even care. I'm not even bothered. I wouldn't like, what am I going to 87 if I wouldn't like make like 87 pence on something? What is 87p? But yeah, everyone, thank you very much. I am Pedro. This is Pedro's Movie Cavern, which is gonna change soon. I say soon, I don't know when, within the next 6 months. This is Pedro's Movie Cavern. I'm going to do the usual. I'm going to throw out the peace sign. I'm going to give you a salute. I'm going to tell you I'm out. Cheers.